June 18th, it was a hot sunny day. Southside in Florida, everything was going my way. Scoping out new bikes with wads of cash. Louis Vuitton bag, no need to stash. Smoke a little flocka, getting late in the day. Next I'm calling up your mom for a romp in the hay. Sped out of the lot in my brand new ride, not noticing the thugs on the other side. They pulled in the front and said, oh, it's on, but they didn't know I'm XXXTentacion.
Yeah. All right, so we have a new Taco Supremo in the house. We've been getting a lot lately. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, that means a lot to us.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to know you guys.
So thank you so much, Bria.
Welcome, Bria.
Breea.
What's up, girl?
And she's from Raleigh.
Cool. Did she come to our show?
I don't know. I can't remember.
That's awesome.
But she sent us a message, and it says, hello. And
Hello.
it has a exclamation point. And
Hello.
And then that was it.
All right,
Well, hello.
So, hey, how are you? I don't think people...
They don't think it's really us.
No, well, all right, so it's like an
your bot.
autoresponder, but
Beep, bop, boop,
it comes back to my email. So a lot of people are, just put in gibberish because they don't think I'll see it.
We know.
shit.
We know everything that you've been sending and saying to us, people.
Thank you so much, Bria.
Yeah, I can't wait
joining.
to go back to Raleigh.
Yeah.
Raleigh was a great show.
Oh,
Raleigh was
was.
my favorite, I think.
was that Clouds? No.
Yes, that was the last one that we were able to do. It was like the weekend before everything started shutting down.
Oh, yes.
That was perfect timing.
It was. Surprise shots. Surprise shots. We don't know what they are because they're a surprise. I have to say, every time I use these bongos, they sound better and better.
They age with like fine wine.
They do. I love these bongos. I can't wait for everyone to see them when we're back on the road.
Oh, I want to guess. Jack Fire.
Close.
Fireball?
Fireball.
I'm not a huge cinnamon person. Like cinnamon gum? No. I do not like Big Red.
But I do like Fireball. It reminds me a lot of college, but...
And that shot right there is dedicated to Will the Pill.
Dr.
from
Will the
Quackery.
Pill.
And we drank that on our first date. Not me and Will, me and you.
Full disclaimer, we did not get a hint this evening, so we are drinking Nipatati. This episode, part of this episode at least, is brought to you by Nipatati Gin.
Yes, Nipatati, smooth and erect. Wait. Wait, that was erection.
Interesting. Okay.
Today's
well,
word of the day is erection.
All right, today we got a very popular story that, guess how many podcasts have covered this?
17.
none.
Well, they have, but not true crime podcast.
Oh.
I think people are scared of covering like controversial cases. They're like, oh no, what if someone comes and shoots me?
I mean, I think about that.
Well, just dodge the bullet, you idiot. What the fuck?
Well, yeah,
We've made it this far after the Boys on the Tracks episode.
This
so.
is true. Also, just if you are getting shot at, please remember to run in zigzag so that you're a moving target.
All right, so tonight we're going to June 18th, 2018.
Ooh.
We're going to
Recent.
the land of Flocka and eating people's faces off.
What? The land of Flocka.
Flocka. Y'all never watch Drugs, Inc.?
No.
Flocka?
We watched it.
All right, hold on. Nicole, this is from the New York Post YouTube channel. Can you describe what you're seeing?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
oh, she's okay. So there's a woman on a balcony. She's in like a sports bra, and
She's
she is
hot.
flailing around like she is possessed, possibly, or she's maybe dancing.
Or she's doing some popping locks.
She's going berserk. It's like she's having a seizure, or she's Pentecostal.
Yeah.
It If anyone ever showed up in front of my house acting like that, I wouldn't come out of my house for like 3 days.
It's like, have you seen the movie Saved, where the girl is making fun of Pentecostals and speaking in tongues?
Is that the one with Mandy Moore?
Yes.
I saw it like a long time ago.
It's such a good movie. And the girl who's Susan Sarandon's the girl who's Susan Sarandon's daughter, she's pretending she's speaking in tongues, and then she's actually saying something about her pussy, and it's the whole thing.
I have
It's
not
great.
seen that movie in years.
It's awesome.
So tonight we're going to June 18th, 2018. We're going here to Riva Motorsports. This kind of reminds me of the Todd Colehelp. Remember the Super Sports? So this is a bike shop, obviously, high-end bikes, motorcycles. There's like Hayabusas there. I'm just throwing that word out so people will think I know what I'm talking about. 1300, is that a thing? Okay.
I have no idea.
It kind of looks like a Harley, like it's painted orange up there, kind of like Harley, but they're not Harleys.
June 18th, 2018. This guy is caught on CCTV in the shop. He comes in. This guy's name is Robert Allen. He's 22 years old. He gets caught on the surveillance. Him and another buddy named Dedrick Williams, they walk inside the store and they purchase 2 black masks, like the motorcycle mask, kind of like the quarantine mask, like the one you got, the skull.
Oh, yeah.
Quarantine mask. Yeah, so it's the same thing. They purchase 2 black masks and then they leave. But what really was going on was they were following a victim, a potential victim to rob. And they were kind of casing him out, seeing how much money he has. This dude had a Louis Vuitton man purse, and it had
A satchel.
a satchel.
Yeah.
And it had a couple $1,000s in it. Plus, this guy pulled up in a BMW i8, which is a really crazy looking car. Anyway, so this is around 3:30 p.m. Nicole, can you read this? This is a little bit about Robert Allen, the guy you see right there. Go to talkmurder.com to see all the pictures.
Allen has been on probation for possessing PvP, or flakka, and carrying a concealed firearm, the Broward Sheriff's Office said, but he has failed to make every effort to find a job and owes the state $3,386 to pay for community supervision, according to the warrant.
Now, what Nicole read was from the Sun Sentinel, is a Florida-based paper, and that article was published July 3rd, 2018. Robert Allen was with 3 other individuals, and they pulled up in a dark-colored SUV, and these are the guys that were in the SUV. So you have Dedrick Williams, one of the guys that walked into the motorbike store, along with Robert Allen, Michael Boatwright, and Trayvon Newsom. So I'm putting these pictures on talkmurder.com, so be sure to go and see the photographs. The victim who we're talking about tonight was motorcycle shopping. He's been in there a lot. He's well known. He's from the area. He's quite famous nationally at this point. And I'm not sure if these guys knew who he was initially, but they did know he had a lot of money on him. He had nice jewelry. He was driving a really nice car. Plus, he had that satchel full of cash. And he was literally shopping for a motorcycle. So they were casing him out the whole time. And apparently,
So it was meant to be a robbery.
a robbery on this guy. It's
Yeah.
like a stick up. These 2 guys that walked into the motorsports, they actually kind of gave him a what's up kind of nod. And they didn't actually know the victim, but it was just kind of like, what's up kind of thing. And I don't think the victim had any idea that this was going to happen. The victim leaves about 4 p.m. from the bike shop. He gets into his BMW. He is with another guy, and the other guy makes it out alive before this happens right here. If you want to describe what you're seeing now, Nicole.
So there's 2 men with guns. One looks like it's a pretty heavy, like machine gun almost, pointing at the driver's side of this nice BMW.
Before this picture gets taken on the surveillance camera, the victim actually was followed from the ATM where he did pull out the money. He was followed by this dark colored Dodge Journey SUV with these 4 guys in it. And around 4 p.m. he leaves, and this is his car right here. This is another photo of the BMW. Not his specifically, but just wanted to show you how cool this car is.
Whoa, it's got like
Whoa.
Lamborghini doors.
Yeah.
Or DeLorean doors. right? What are they called?
DeLorean doors.
Aren't DeLoreans
No, they're
different?
called those are called gold wing doors.
Gold wing doors.
Kind of like, don't some Teslas have them?
Types of doors that I will never be able to afford on any vehicle I own in the future.
Don't say that. You don't know what this podcast can do for you.
Now go to talkmurder.com to see the video. This is the actual surveillance video of what went down.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, describe what you're seeing, Nicole.
Okay, so these two guys come out of the SUV. They are like getting inside the driver's side. They're talking to the driver.
The one guy that has his hand in the driver's window is trying to steal his chain, his
satchel?
necklace.
Oh.
No, the satchel is on the other side. You'll see the other guy run around here in a second
So
to
is
get the satchel.
Okay, so there's a passenger in there.
There was a passenger. That's why his door's up right there. He fled. So the other guy, as you saw...
Was the driver already shot?
No, not at this point. You're about to see. This driver, I mean, yeah, he's blocked in. The SUV blocked him in. But, I mean, dude, this guy could have easily turned, sped off. I mean, he's
Or
in a
gone in
way faster
reverse.
car.
Or just fucking hit the SUV.
Yeah, exactly.
Just floor
I
it.
mean,
It's a fast car.
and you see the other guy run around.
Now
other
the
guy
door's
is
open, leaving him vulnerable.
The other guy is grabbing the satchel of money.
I mean, yeah, that's a really good point. He should have just kept driving.
So he's in the car. Now look at this. This is where he gets shot. You see? Did you see that? Did you see that right there?
No, I saw the...
This is where he gets shot. You see, he's pulling the rifle at him and pointing straight to the victim's face.
Mm-hmm.
And did you see the little blast there? You can kind of see it. Here, I'll slow it down a little bit. Do you see that right there? That's the bullet.
Okay.
Oh, I got it perfect.
Wow.
That's the bullet right there.
Wow.
It's like the perfect stopping point. So go to talkmurder.com to see that. That is right before he gets shot in the neck. And obviously he dies right there. These are the assailants that were in the SUV. Now who you're seeing right now, Trayvon Newsome and Boatwright, basically the other two guys that didn't go into the motorbike shop, they're the ones that got out. Michael Boatwright is the one that you saw holding the firearm and shooting into the driver's side of the BMW. And they did steal the cash. Now, this is another photo of the car right here, the BMW.
Mm.
So it's pretty bad. So the guy that was driving is this guy. Tell us who this is, Nicole. Do you know who this is?
No.
Jen, who is this?
I have no idea.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I thought you guys knew this.
No.
The victim of tonight's story is Jose Dwayne Ricardo Onfroy, and I hope I pronounced that right. He also goes by his rapper persona name of XXXTentacion. Tentacion. Y'all don't know who the fuck this is?
No. I have no idea.
This guy has like...
No?
Would I recognize any of the songs he's in?
Yeah. What
No,
songs
not
is
unless
he
you like
sing?
that new shitty mumble rap.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
I would
I'm
not.
into the 90s, early 2000s hip hop.
Yeah, well, this guy is not for you. His music was nominated for at least 10 Grammys.
Really? Wow.
And we're going to read some of the lyrics tonight, and you can decide for yourself if that was a worthy endeavor for them
I'm a
to
big
do.
fan of like Dr. Dre. You know?
Dr. Dre,
know,
yeah.
Drake's my boy, so...
All right, so this is how you say the guy's name. XXXTentacion. How do you say it?
Tentacion?
XXXTentacion. So let me pronounce it for you. XXXTEN 10 ta TAHC like I see you SEE on like Oprah's network. XXXTentacion. Now, the book we're reading tonight is from Jonathan Reese. It's called Look at Me with an exclamation mark. I read the entire book, and it's a very well-researched book. I got to give him credit for that. But around chapter 2, he starts comparing this guy to John Lennon, and then you
What?
start to question his credibility.
Oh, God.
Did he
also-
stay in bed for a week protesting the war?
He also compared this guy with Kurt Cobain, which I do kind of agree, because I think Kurt Cobain kind of sucked too. I'm not going to lie. I mean, his stuff wasn't groundbreaking.
I think their fame was helped by Kurt Cobain's death, but...
This guy more relates to Kurt Cobain than John Lennon. I can promise you that. But this guy has a huge following. With this podcast, I don't want to offend anybody that likes this music. And I was thinking really hard about how I'm going to not do that. It's not that I really don't want to offend you. I just don't want to sound like that old grandpa that's like, that new music is, yeah.
Okay, boomer.
But I do want to, we are going to read some lyrics. And
you can play some of his songs.
Let me just be honest. I don't get it. I listened to all of his songs. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be old grandpa. I just don't get it. It's probably good if you're younger, but it just wasn't our stuff. Like, we grew up on Eminem and stuff like that, and the Chronic 2000. I mean, this guy was born when Chronic 2000 released.
Oh, wow. He's that young? Yeah, he does look young. I mean, he looks... How old is he? 20?
Well, he was born in 1998. Chronic was released right at 2000.
So, he was 20.
I don't want to bash this new music, but it's completely different than what we listen to. And I also don't want to sound like this old guy preaching to all these young people. But you also
like who is it that you like? 2 Chainz?
He likes Wiz Khalifa.
No, not Wiz Khalifa. Who's the one from North Carolina that you're like,
J. Cole, man.
J. Cole.
I do like J. Cole.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to try to stay unbiased, but I want to know what you guys think about it. Do you like this guy's music? And the reason I'm asking is because this guy is supposed to be a musical genius. He's supposed to be the Beethoven of rap.
Really?
Yeah, he's supposed to be like this big guy. He got all these awards and in the Hall of Fame of rappers and all this stuff.
Really?
I want to know what you guys think.
How long was he in the game for?
The game?
Yeah, the rap game. The rap game. It's a thing.
The game.
The game.
The softball game?
No, the rap game. It's a thing.
It is a thing, but you sounded so white saying
I am white. I'm literally like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That's how freaking white I am. I go outside and I get crispy. Like, what do you want?
To answer that, I don't know how long he was in the game for, Jen. But let's talk a little bit about him. He was born 1998 in Plantation General Hospital in Plantation, Florida. So he is Florida born. So Jase, his real name, was actually derived from a Bob Marley song.
Oh.
So Jase, in each verse of the song, a different message from God is sung. So Jase, ye are the sheep of my pasture. Both his mother and his father were Jamaican immigrants. So... I will give this guy credit right here for this. It is definitely a different style of music.
So did he have like reggae?
It is definitely different from what you've ever heard.
Well, let's listen.
All right.
So listen. The only way I'm fucking performing is if you turn up for me and Ski today, right now. You hear me? So you know what I mean? From this side to that side, I need you to turn the fuck up. All right?
Tell me if you like this music, Jen. Fucked up. Yeah. You done fucked up. You fucked up. Holy shit.
You know what? Good for him. He's performing in front of thousands of people.
Yeah, I'm fucking jealous.
Which we're not. So, yeah, I'm jealous.
All right, let's go. For the record, guys, I'm just really jealous. This guy can stand in front of thousands of people and say, you done fucked up.
That
and we can't
like
even
my
get...
dad talking to me.
All right.
It's secretly your dad's voice recorded and just mixed.
Let's read some of the lyrics. Oh, well, the chorus on this song, Look at Me, is fuck on me, look at me, ay. Fuck on me, yeah, look at me, ay. Look at me, yeah, fuck on me. What's fuck on me? Does that mean like jerk off on me?
No, I think that means like...
Read this, Nicole. This is the music that's getting Grammys and all this shit.
I took that white bitch to Starbucks. That little bitch got her throat fucked. I like to rock out. I'm a misfit. My emo bitch like her wrist slit. Curly hair bitch. I'm a Corbin?
Like I'm like Corbin Blue.
Corbin Blue.
Oh, curly hair bitch like I'm Corbin. Got like 3 bitches, I'm Mormon. Skeet on your man bitch's forehead.
Main bitch's forehead.
Oh, sorry, I
not
can't
your
read.
man's bitch.
Skeet on your main's bitch's forehead. Don't want your pussy, I just want head.
Ew, like what?
You look at me, fuck on me.
Look at me, fuck on me. Look at me, fuck on me. Look at me,
fuck on me. Look on me. Skeet on your main
Wait,
bitch's
but like
forehead.
I'm so confused because he just said that he didn't want to fuck her. He just wanted to get to the head. But then he tells her to look at him while they're fucking. Like I don't get it. Make up your mind.
No, he
You're
wants
right. This is the John Lennon of our
to. No,
time.
listen.
Was.
Okay, no, he
Was.
He skeets, which means ejaculates.
Yeah, I learned what that meant
Skeet,
recently.
skeet, skeet, motherfucker.
It was on one of our episodes.
on
I
your
think.
main bitch's forehead. So basically,
It's like he Simba'd her.
or your wife.
Gross. Simba. He's alive.
Oh, Christ. And that's how old we are. I remember seeing The Lion King in the movie theater.
I'm like, bitch, who is your man's, eh? Can't keep my dick in my pants, eh?
That bitch don't want to be friends. I gave her a dick, she got mad. She put her tongue on my dick. Look at my wrist, about 10.
I did read the next line.
Wait.
I'm just gonna pound to that boof.
What the fuck is boof?
You know what boofing is. We talked about
No,
this.
that's not the same boof.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Is it boof? Just got a pound of that boof?
Yeah.
You know what?
He likes to eat ass.
Without a dictionary next to the words, I'm left to think it's spoofing.
Yeah, I think it means that like he was eating her ass.
Ew.
Holy shit, you put a gun on my man's, I put a hole in your parents.
What?
Oh.
I just got lean on my
Scoobies?
Scoobies? I got an Uzi. No Uzi. An Uzi? Wait, does he not have an Uzi? Or does he
I got an Uzi. No Uzi. Oh, what?
Does he have one or not? Did you hear that heavy bass? I didn't even want to play that on my sound system. So when we record, if you talk too loud in the microphone, it's called clipping. So basically, if you talk so loud, it will cut off the loudest parts of what you say, and it will sound all grainy, like. That's why you don't scream into the microphone. And it's the same thing with this music. They got the bass up so loud that they're purposely clipping it and making it sound like that. And the reason that's not good is because that will actually destroy your sound system.
Yeah.
That's why
Oh, yeah.
I don't even want to play it on my system. Okay, because it's pretty expensive.
Right.
I've blown out the speakers in all the cars I've ever had. So far, my speaker is okay.
But I do want to say that is uniquely a Jamaican thing, which
Interesting.
is really interesting. A lot of this story is really interesting if you look at the background of where he came from and stuff like that. The music, I don't understand. Sorry for making fun of it. But as far as him bringing a Jamaican influence over to America and combining it with all these other genres like he did, I'll have to give him credit for that. I don't understand it, but you do have to give him credit for that. Because that bass, you've never heard it before.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
and
that's
people
a little
love
much.
that shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
like for me, one of the things I love about music, especially when I have my headphones in, and I'm probably gonna go deaf because lately, and by lately I mean the past few years, I've been guilty of listening to my music a little too loud. But I just love the way that the wavelengths feel in my brain, and the way that the music like makes me feel like I can like feel the notes, which is kind of transcendental and cool. But
Can I buy some weed from you?
no, because I don't have any.
Now, his father was a Jamaican immigrant. His name was Dwayne. Now, he was never really around. In fact, between 1993 and 2008, he's listed at least 8 different residents, at least, and he's living with multiple women. Twice, he was brought to court for paternity issues by at least 2 different women. His mother was also a Jamaican immigrant. Now, this is this is where the story gets really interesting because of the unique culture in this little part of South Florida. So obviously X is Jamaican. All right, so the Jamaican history real quick. The motto, out of many, one people. The language is patois, Patois. Now, Britain owned Jamaica and used it as a sugar plantation for slave labor. The history of Jamaica is pretty much slave labor for the sugar trade. And being on such a small island, that is all they had to grow. And eventually, once it started getting more and more populated, there was suffrage. There was not enough crops to go around, not enough domesticated animals and stuff like that. People were starving, and that caused clashes. Plus, they were all oppressed from the British. In 1938, there was a rebellion of the working class against the West Indian Sugar Company. Everyone in Jamaica at that time, pretty much 90-something% was forced into slave labor. There was two systems that were created at that point, the People's National Party and the Jamaican Labor Party. In 1944, Jamaica was granted limited self-governance. In 1962, on August 6th, Jamaica reached independence from Britain, as you can see from this old newspaper clipping right here that I found.
Jamaica celebrates independence. UK and Jamaica wish to maintain bonds of friendship. Princess opens first parliament.
The Queen's message says, I warmly welcome Jamaica to Commonwealth. Now, like I said, Jamaica was owned by Britain, and then they reached independence in 1962. But as far as I know, and please correct me if I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but they still are represented by the Queen. So I'm not sure how that works, but I haven't seen anything where they're not represented by the crown. So
The bobsledding team. Yeah,
Love that
I forgot
movie.
the Olympics were supposed to be this year.
I know.
You know who else is from Jamaica? That's
The Baha Men?
No, I didn't even think about this. Freaking Usain Bolt.
Oh, yeah.
And talk about
yeah.
being the fastest guy on the planet, having a name like Bolt.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Was that his real name?
Yeah, that's his real name.
Wow.
He's got an amazing story.
Fate.
There were 3 waves of immigration to the U.S. The third wave is still currently going on. 1900 to 1920s was the largest wave. This is when Jamaica was getting overpopulated and there was not enough to go around. It's a small island. So they immigrated to the States. Now, keep in mind, this first and second wave is pre-civil rights movement. So them coming here, they're getting treated like, the African Americans got treated back in the pre-civil rights.
So they probably found employment mostly as housekeepers. And
Yeah. 1930s was kind of the weakest wave. And in mid-1960s, there was the McCarran-Walter Act, which allowed only 100 Jamaicans to enter U.S. per year. The reason I'm telling you all this is because, believe it or not, the majority of the popular music today is from Jamaica.
Or has Jamaican roots?
I know, literally was invented by the Jamaican culture, which is super interesting. That's why I'm going over these movements.
Was that just against Jamaican people, or was that about other cultures as well, and that was the number that they came up with for Jamaicans?
That was the number they came up with Jamaicans, because there was other Caribbean island immigrants coming over as well. What happens when we only allow 100 Jamaicans into the U.S. per year? Well, they go somewhere else. And where did they go? The UK,
Canada.
right? Oh. Since Jamaica influenced the music so well, that's where you have all the house trance and all the like the EDM and all the the techno stuff is big in the UK. That was influenced directly by Jamaicans. And
Interesting.
Yeah.
not only that, but rock and roll music in America and the UK, like a lot of pop punk, the Ramones, the Clash, all those things were directly influenced by the Jamaican music.
Now, as a country that was previously governed / has some allegiance to the Queen at this time, I wonder if they needed to, if they could just go there, or if they needed to apply for a visa, or I know this probably isn't really relevant, it doesn't matter, but I'm just curious because it's different from immigrating to America where you need to fill out all of these forms and go through.
There's a whole documentary about the immigration to the UK specifically, and they interview a lot of the people. I think what it is they can go there, but they got like 2 years before they have to pass citizenship. If not, they have to go back.
Okay, kind of like a visa
Yeah,
thing.
something like here. In 1965, the Hart-Celler Immigration Reform Act allowed a new surge that continues to this day. So they dropped the 100 a year, and now it's more lenient. That's why you have a lot of the immigrants, including X's parents, his mother and his father were immigrants from Jamaica. In 2010, the census in America was about 965,355 Jamaican Americans. 25% of those live in Florida and 31% live in New York City. This is from the Caribbean National Weekly right here.
Jamaicans must learn to adjust to life in some of America's toughest neighborhoods. They become streetwise very early and learn where to walk and work, and which apartment buildings and neighborhoods to live in. Occasionally, they become victims of inner-city crimes, but many Jamaican youths have penetrated the gangs and drug culture in New York City, Miami, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., and Boston. Some are named in organized crime raids by the FBI and other law enforcement bodies.
So, and the reason this is really important is because this guy, XXXTentacion, he was extremely violent.
Really?
And that is part of the culture. And I'm not saying overview all Jamaicans are violent, because that's not the case. But Jamaicans that immigrate to the U.S. and they're forced into these low-income, high crime rate areas, they got to kind of learn to live off the street.
Well, yeah, you look at all of those cities that were named, and they do have a reputation of having areas that are violent.
Well, you're a fighter? You've been getting in a lot of fights?
Bro, I've been fighting since I was a kid.
Fuck.
Come close,
bro.
He knows. What, he's always been throwing the hands or what?
I mean, I've been there plenty situations and like plenty fights. Like I knew him for 4 years. Yeah, we all know. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So okay, you grew up in the hood.
Type shit, yeah.
X was extremely violent. When he was 6 years old, he stabbed his mother's boyfriend with a shard of glass.
I'm sorry, did you say 6?
6, yeah, because he saw his mother get beat.
Oh.
So he went after her. His mother, Cleopatra, told X when he was growing up, you have to give a woman 3 chances before you use violence on her.
Oh, God.
And after, so you can kind of see. Now, I don't want to give this guy credit because, as you'll see, he was about to go to prison for a long time for literally beating the shit out of his girlfriend, and she got beat so bad she lost the baby. So I don't want to give this guy any fucking credit, but it is a lot easier to see where his violent streak comes from if you know the background of his life. So that's kind of why I'm doing that. Also, when he was 16, he was in juvie for a weapons charge, and just like in Pee Wee Gaskin's episode, if you remember the new meat, X was considered new meat, and his cellmate was trying to get him on the rotation of, getting raped by the other prisoners, and X fucked this guy up really bad. He ends up slamming his head against the prison wall. He grabs his nuts basically and squeezes them almost until they pop. And then he was like,
possible?
yeah. And then
John's like, yeah, I've done it to somebody.
Oh my God,
before.
this.
And then right when he was going to curb stop, like on American History X, the guards walked in. So luckily they walked in before he was added to his time with a murder charge, because he was going to murder that cellmate. And not only that, but if you read the book that we're reading from tonight, fight. That's what he loved to do. And at 5'6", I believe,
he
kind of had a
guy.
lot. Yeah, he kind of wanted to overcompensate a little bit, I feel. But anyway, we'll get onto that later. What I want to get onto is that freaking bass sound, because I could not figure out why he was using this bass sound. And then I finally figured it out, and it's so interesting. In 1940s Kingston, Jamaica, a sound system, what we think of now is like speakers and a tape deck, a sound system was actually a crew. a DJ and his partner, what they call a selector. This started around the 1940s and 1950s. Now, in Kingston, Jamaica, and everywhere in Jamaica, they were struggling. There's not enough to go around. They're isolated on this very small island, and they were being forced into slave labor. During this time in the States, the R&B movement was going on. What they would do is take these albums from the States and play them over in Jamaica. Now, here's what they would do. They would load up a truck with a generator, several turntables, and huge speakers.
Oh, Jesus.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, my God. It's outrageous.
It's going to blow my fucking speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already coming out of your speaker, and I'm like, whoa. But like, if I was there in person, I'd be like, whoa, you know?
Because over in Jamaica, there's no money to be made. The economy is extremely unstable. So what they started doing is taking these speakers, and they were making all these speakers themselves, and they would bring them out to the road. And that's where people would meet up, and they would blast this R&B music from the States so everyone can hear. And it was like a thing to do because there was nothing else to do. And everyone was broke and everyone was starving, and they just did this. This is how they got by. And eventually it became really popular, and it became big business. Not only big business, but the only business. Because in Jamaica, there's nothing but sugar and nothing else to make money.
Tourism,
so the
yeah,
business, the incentive was to make these sound systems bigger and bigger and bigger, because if I set up these sound systems, I attract people, and maybe I can sell some meat or some rice or whatever I got and make a little bit of money. So the incentive is to build the best sound systems. Just like any other market economy, they just kept topping each other, and it was just getting bigger and bigger and louder and louder. They were building the speakers so large that the bass frequencies, which is on the low end spectrum, if you think about the equalizer, the bassy is on the low, like low. They would pump that bass up 30,000 watts or more. They would focus mainly on the bass, and that's where it got that sound.
Did you know there's a Britney Spears song called Big Fat Bass?
No, I did not.
It's pretty not good, but, you know.
So what they would do is they would bring these sound systems in the middle of the road, and they would have what they called a sound clash, and they would battle with the speaker systems, like whose speaker systems are better. And you see, these are all handmade. These are all made by them. They didn't buy these and get them shipped from Amazon. So they were actually comparing which speakers were better. And they did that by 3 different things. Number 1, how it played, how it sounded. Number 2, how it looked, which is why you see the colored. And number 3, how loud does it get? This right here is Jason Goz. This is from a really good documentary from Turismo. It's on YouTube.
This is a dub plate. It's a blank acetate disc, 2 holes drilled in it. Now a dub plate is a reject master disc. For example, a 10-inch dub plate is a reject 7-inch master. So it might have a microscopic flaw, which once cut, the turntable stylus will ignore, but obviously it's no good for the manufacturing process. So the manufacturers of the acetate disc will drill a hole in it, and it's called dub plate.
And the only music they had was these reject albums from the States that they couldn't sell. So what they did was take these albums, and they would use these little 4 tracks and 8 tracks mixers. These guys in Jamaica would do stuff like increase the bass frequencies. They would use reverbs and delays and kind of just make things sound different. They wanted to claim it as their own. And this got really popular. The DJs whose job it was to hype up the audience, because that's how you win. And winning's really important, because if you don't win, the other crew gets to smash all your equipment.
Oh,
so
shoot.
there's no vocals, but you still got to hype up the crowd. What do? Well, you start doing what they call toasting. In the book I'm reading, the author uses this word a lot, toast. He says X always would toast on the track. That is just another word for rap. So yes, you can thank this dub movement in Jamaica for modern day rap. It all comes from here.
It's interesting.
It started out of we need to hype the audience up.
So listen. The only way I'm fucking performing is if you turn up for me and Ski today, right now. You hear me? So you know what I mean? From this side to that side, I need you to turn the fuck up. All right?
We need to just say something, lay down some lines or whatever, and it morphs into what we know as rap right now. One of the bedrocks of rapping, toasting in Jamaica was to use alliterative lyrics, which basically means repetitive. So if we go back to this guy's songs, XXXTentacion song, Look at Me, and then you see where it says, that bitch don't want to be friends, A. I gave her dick, she got mad, A. She put her tongue on my dick, A. Look at my wrist about 10, A. Just got a pound of that booth, A. Brought that shit straight from the booth, A. Tommy my heel figure boots, A. She said I want to fuck, bitch I do, A. Wait. It's actually pretty catchy.
Yeah, it kind of is.
So let's talk about the reason that he was going to go to prison. Now, this is from pitchfork.com. XXXTentacion's reported victim details grim pattern of abuse in testimony. Last October, prosecutors charged him. Now, this is 2017 before he was murdered. Charged him with the aggravated battery of a pregnant woman, domestic battery by strangulation, false imprisonment, and witness tampering. If convicted on all 4 counts, X could face substantial prison time.
And he should.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You don't beat anyone, especially a pregnant woman.
He slapped her and broke her iPhone 6S because she had complimented a male friend on his new jewelry. Later that day, he left the room and returned with 2 grilling implements, a barbecue pitchfork and a barbecue cleaner, she said, and told her to pick between them because he was going to put one of them in her vagina. She chose the fork. He told her to undress. He was lightly dragging the tool against her inner thigh when she passed out. He did not penetrate her with it. About a week and a half into their stint in Orlando, the woman and him were on their way to a show. Inside, they got into a fight. When they arrived home after the show, he took her into the bathroom, and he was asking me why I was singing his friend's part of the song. If I like him, why do I like him? Do I look at his Twitter? Then he headbutted her, punched her, stomped on her, and put her in the bathtub, where he continued hitting and kicking her. He also wanted to cut out my tongue because I was singing the song, she said. She tried to run away down the street. He tackled her, causing her head to hit the pavement. She suffered black eyes, a lump on the back of her head, scratch marks, and bruises, including a large bruise on her ankle where he stomped her.
So this is from the Look at Me book. Is a quote from one of the victim's friends that he beat. Quote, she had so many bruises up and down her back, she looked like a Dalmatian. Oh. She remembers the odd places on her body where there were visible bruising, quote, places I didn't even know you could bruise. So this is this rapper that everyone loves and has so much respect for, and he's won 10 Billboard Music Awards or whatever the fuck that means. And all the kids are looking up to is this guy. He's a woman beater. I mean, he's dead now, but...
Did the 4 people who did, attack him, did they know it was a famous rapper? Like, did they know it was XXXTentacion?
I don't know if they knew it was a famous rapper. I think maybe they did. And a lot of it, there is like this conspiracy. I don't buy into all the rap stuff. I don't know much about it, but a conspiracy that they wanted him dead because he's so influential or some shit. I don't fucking know. I feel like they just saw a rich guy and wanted to shoot him.
Yeah, he had a Louis Vuitton bag.
The last little news that came in about this is...
I feel like if he was as influential as everyone says, I probably would have heard of him.
Agreed.
Well, here's the thing, like, when he was in prison getting famous, I guess, like, Kendrick Lamar, is he a rapper?
Yeah.
And
the name sounds familiar.
I know Kendrick Lamar.
All those rappers, and I don't know the other ones, man, but they were tweeting or whatever, free X, or whatever. And then
please.
Drake apparently shouted him out on one of the songs. Yeah. So it's like this guy is in jail for beating the shit out of a pregnant woman, and you fucking assholes want to idolize him. And you know what I'm saying? And the kids these days, man, they listen to this shit just because we don't. I'm telling you, this is like one of the most popular rappers. Him, there's other guys. Uzi Vert is one of the rappers. Yeah, we don't know these guys, but they're SoundCloud famous. They got famous with their laptops. So there's nothing wrong with that. But it's all just junk, man. It's all fucking. I mean, you saw the lyrics. I'm gonna take your white bitch to Starbucks and fuck her throat.
Yeah,
like,
there's a difference between like someone that's a musical genius and having like lyrics that mean something versus that.
XXXTentacion Murder suspect pens letter to judge asking for release due to COVID-19 fears.
Ooh.
So they're still in prison, and I think they're still waiting on their trials.
Oh.
But they're all four in prison, and one of them writes the judge saying that he wants to get out of prison because he's scared of the coronavirus.
I'm sure he does want to get out of prison. I'm sure you do.
And in the article, he writes the judge and says, I've been good for 21 months, and like I passed my drug test, and I haven't fought or anything. So can you? This,
but I also killed a guy.
This like virus is like super scary.
Well, good job. You get credit for that time served when you are convicted of murder. So.
Honestly, I was excited about doing this story, but then I learned how big of a piece of shit this fucking asshole was anyway. I mean, who gives a shit? Whatever. I mean, if he was alive, he'd still be beating pregnant women, so fuck it.
Well, which is why I believe
Don't let your kids listen to this shit.
I believe that people will get theirs in due time. So, he beat a pregnant woman and then he got killed. I'm not saying that what the killers did were right, but I'm just saying, karma is a thing and it will find you. So try to live your life justly.
If you enjoy this episode, be sure to hit that subscribe button on whatever podcasting app you use. If you like this story, you can follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you're absolutely obsessed with this podcast and want to become our ski master slump dog, go to talkmurder.com/join, become a Talkhost Primo, get a badass t-shirt, sticker, swag, a lot of love, shout it out all over the place. Tell me what story you want me to do. I'll research and dedicate to you on the Talk Murder Me podcast. My name is John here with Jen and Nicole. Until next time, good night, you lovely, lovely people.